Alright gamers, welcome back to a very impromptu stream and a last minute video. I don't know why I didn't think about this beforehand, but here we are. We have for us today the new weekly update from Bungie. I normally probably won't do this often. Here, hold up a second. Wait, what am I doing? Oh wait. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Alright. The reason why this one's special, and why I kind of forgot about it, is this is the last weekly update before the new release, and we know nothing about the next season, or year 4. Nothing. So, looks like according to their Twitter feed, they reposted this video. Actually, let's go to their Twitter page real quick. Okay, cool. So, this video's up. Same with this. Hopefully you guys have seen those. But anyway, let's dive into it. This week at Bungie, Season of the Worthy is ready for departure. Before we talk about anything else, we'd like to maintain your focus on the events unfolding around the world. You may have seen demonstrations in your own town, or like many of us here, down the street from the place you call home. And they have their amazing article about the Black Lives Matter movement. If you haven't read these or checked out these websites, please do so. I won't go into it on the stream, but please. I've read through these, I've gone to these websites. They're amazing. As always, support does not end with a single statement or action. We'll continue to use our games and our shared voices to make the world a better place. We hope you'll join in supporting these efforts by visiting the following resources noted above, and more by getting directly involved. So, a wonderful statement. That's exactly what everyone should do. And Pride Month. Remember these. This week also kicks off Pride Month. If you haven't seen the Bungie store announcement, our Pride pins are back in stock. All profits from sales of Bungie's Pride pin benefit the It Gets Better project, which inspires young people, not just young, all people across the globe to share their stories and remind the next generation of LGBTQIA plus youth that hope is out there, and it will get better. We also have some words from the Bungie diversity community speaking to the design of the pin. Diversity community. Our Pride pin was specifically designed to include black and brown stripes in an effort to be inclusive and show support for people of color within the LGBTQIA plus community. In that spirit, we want to contribute our support for all intersexual communities, including LGBTQIA plus individuals who are also a part of the black community currently fighting against the racial oppression, demanding justice and equality. We can support the Black Lives Matter movement and this community. I just don't want to keep having to repeat that. Community at the same time, because without the leadership and heroism of transgender black and brown individuals like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, today's LGBTQIA plus rights would not exist. And so now is a time to do more than help both, rather than dividing our efforts. If you snag a pin, you'll also receive code for the True Colors emblem and showing your support to show your support in game while playing Destiny 2. That's a nice little banner. We'll continue sharing Bungie initiatives to support the LGBTQIA plus communities throughout the month of June, so stay tuned. Our commitment to racial justice is just getting started, so you can expect to hear more soon. Alright, that's a great little note. They've been doing this for years. It's amazing to see. I decided to keep repeating the phrase just because it seemed proper. So, alright. Within Destiny 2, you may have been watching the approach of the Almighty. Yeah, it's freaking huge in the sky. You're itching to see the conclusion of the season, but you're also starting to hear whispers of what's coming next. Join us on Tuesday, June 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time to learn about the future of Destiny 2. I will be streaming live alongside them. Yeah, I'll just stream alongside. I don't think they mind that. I see a lot of creators doing the same thing. So we will watch this together and it will be beautiful. I'll be sure to be on during this time. I'll send out a schedule. I'm really excited for this. These two little teaser trailers are finally officially out. They're not going to take them down right away. And see you soon. Sweet. I'm happy that the season's going to start on the 9th. I really am. Alright, preview for the next patch. Update 2.9.0 will become available next week, meaning we'll have a pile of patch notes to get through. Let's take a quick moment to look through some of the changes. With Eververse, a few TWABs back, we talked about the future of Eververse and how we're making changes to some reward structures to better balance gameplay rewards with Eververse content. Season of Redacted will contain a few introductory changes, with more shifts coming in Season 12. The following changes will become available next week. The Legendary Armor Ornaments. As noted in the previous TWAB, we have shifted the Season 11 armor offering to be a gameplay reward for aspirational content. The Season of Opulence Intrepid ornament sets are returning to the storefront. Hey, that's nice. I don't think I have that full set. Season Pass. Added an additional 2300 Bright Dust to the Season Pass. Oh, nice. That's going to be really nice. Bright Dust purchases added a flare section to feature shaders and spawn effects. Highly requested items from previous seasons will once again be available. We're looking at you, Wishes of Sorrow. We will once again communicate Season 11 silver-only items at the beginning of the season. We're expected to have an update later in Season 11 on further changes to Bright Dust acquisition, so keep your eyes peeled. Thank goodness. I think I earned more Bright Dust in one season back in Forsaken than I have this entire year between Shadowkeep and now. So, it's been a rough go. Alright, sandbox changes. The Powerful Friends Armor mod will no longer stack. If multiple copies of this mod are equipped, the mod will provide no bonus stats. Developer commentary. Only solar seasonal mods are intended to stack. No part of ARC mods are intended to have stacking functionality. Powerful Friends granted plus 20 to mobility, which players could leverage to get 3 stat columns to the max of 100 points. The mod is not priced sufficiently to justify its benefits, and increasing its cost would have adverse effects on its primary benefit usage. Season 11 introduces a new ARC mod, granting a similar stat bonus to strength and will not stack. Enhanced Auto Rifle Loader, Enhanced Fusion Rifle Loader, and Enhanced Bow Loader armor mods now have a chance to drop from Pinnacle mod sources. Hey! That's going to be nice, because those are not in the game. However, I never understand bow loaders, because bows reload almost instantly. It's the drawback speed that slows them down. But could you imagine just your guardian just being able to put an arrow in the string just insanely quick? It'd be funny. Alright, raid rewards. The following raid exotics will now have increased drop chances. The 1000 Voices, Anarchy, and Always on Time. What? Oh, Exotic Sparrow from Secret Chest. The drop chance begins at 10% and increases to a max of 50% over 20 clears. Oof. I mean, it's nice. I haven't raided once in Destiny 2, which makes me really sad, because I was a huge raider back in Destiny 1. But my group is just gone, so maybe one day I'll get these. Trials rewards. Additional Masterwork material rewards now drop at 3, 5, and 7 Trials wins. Added a Trials weekly bounty, which unlocks Trials engrams on Saint 14. The bounty reward will match the Win 3 milestone reward of the week. Trials tokens distribution has been rebalanced to focus on wins 3, 5, and 7 of a Trials passage. This includes repeat passages. Trials tokens are no longer awarded for match completions. Tokens are now granted specifically through wins and bounties. I don't know how I feel about that. That still doesn't help the lower grind of tokens. Because in order for anyway. Passage of Wealth now doubles the bonus Trials tokens earned at 3, 5, and 7 Trials wins. Hope you enjoyed this appetizer. Full course and more coming on June 9th. See you then. Oh, Mixing a green thumb with a bumper jumper. I know those terms. So we heard you like patch note previews. They're short, sweet, to the point. This topic, though, needs a bit more time to get through. Today, staff designer Lisa Brown takes center stage to walk us through the upcoming controller remapping feature the team has been working on. Lisa, quote, "Greetings, Guardians. I'm Lisa, staff designer of the Sandbox team here at Bungie, and I'm going to give an overview of the controller remapping feature for gameplay actions that will be coming to Destiny for all players in the season of Redacted. Although we have controller presets in Destiny, these aren't enough to meet basic accessibility guidelines for monitor control and mobility. We've been working with some amazing accessibility consultants, Cherry Ray Thompson and Ian Hamilton, to create support for remapping buttons on the controller. Here I'll give an overview of how to use the feature, what it can and can't do, and then share some setups that have been used by various Bungie employees as examples. As a quick note, all of the below examples will be shown using Xbox button layouts, because you know, Xbox, best console. Overview. Players can create a custom controller layout by going to the controller section of the settings screen and choosing button layout. A custom option is available in the list. On the screen, you'll be able to customize mappings for gameplay actions on your character, in vehicles, and in general settings, like emotes and interacting with prompts. If you're like me and you typically use a preset other than default, you can use the reset button to start from one of those presets. Oh, nice. To rebind a button, select the button mapping next to the action you want. Next screen will allow you to input the button you want to remap to. Verbs, verbs, verbs. One of the challenges with controller remapping in Destiny is that we have a lot of player verbs. Think of verbs as actions, throwing grenades, triggering your super, jumping, sprinting, sliding, etc. With PC remapping, there's a whole keyboard at your disposal to map buttons. On the controller, though, there's only so many buttons, and we have many more verbs than buttons. To solve this, we allow the player to map an action not just to a button, but also a type of input. Our three supporting inputs types are press, long press, and double press. That's fine. As an example, some of our exotic weapons, Borealis, Symmetry, Hardlight, etc., have an alternate weapon action, which has typically been activated holding the reload button. Now this can be mapped separately to a different button or different output. For example, I like to change it from long press X to double press X. Now when I want to switch Symmetry's firing mode, I double press the X button. That's not bad. For the double press input type, you can also increase the amount of time between button presses for it to register as a double press. This option is on the map controller page. Oh, wow, that's actually a really nice one. Chord support. In addition to mapping actions to an individual button, we also support mapping to chords, meaning two buttons pressed simultaneously. In the default layout in Destiny, pressing the left and right bumpers together to execute your super is an example of a chord. Here's a custom layout example where a player has mapped some of the basic character options to just the face button using chords. Fire, zoom, oh what the crap. Reload is A and X. Alternate weapon action, E and X. I don't like those. My brain doesn't like those buttons. Constraints and caveats. Although this feature is a step towards greater mortar... Oh my goodness. Sorry, English is... my talking is just going to crap. Hoots Wan, thank you for the follow, by the way. Alright. Although this feature is a step towards greater motor accessibility in Destiny, it's still limited in what it can do. For example, this controller remapping feature is limited to gameplay actions, not UI input or menu navigation. One motor accessibility challenge are inputs that require the player to hold down a button. We have options to switch between holds and toggles, such as zoom, sprint, and crouch, but we are not able to address all cases. Examples: weapon firing, class jump ability, charging grenades, drawing bow, etc. We opted for flexibility, allowing players to map any action to any button and input combination, but that flexibility means there are some combinations that may give unexpected results for the player. Example: if you met melee to X and some other action to long press X, the melee action resolves before the duration to detect a long press, so the player could always melee and never do the other action. There is no individualized error verification for these cases. This update was just focused on controller remapping, so there are some mappable options that appear here that are not yet available for keyboard remapping. For example, individual mappings for different class abilities, and some Warlock abilities like Phoenix Dive or Icarus Dash. Oh dang. Well, hopefully they get that soon, because I hate having to figure out those buttons in comparison to my Rift. Our chord support is for simultaneous press of 2 buttons only. It does not detect if you press one button, hold it down, and then press another. Unlike our presets, there's no dynamic controller preview image for the custom layout. Alright, here's some custom mappings from our Bungie players. I'll start with my own. I'm typically a jumper player, but I also have a problem with melee on right stick press. Even though it's a faster input for my hand to reach, I'm a stress clicker, and many a perfect shot lineup has been ruined by a wayward melee. I needed to move my melee action to something more intentional, so I put on A and move super back up to the double bumper chord. I put player highlight back on right stick press, but made my finisher double press A. Oh, see? That's a good one. I also made my alternate weapon action double press X instead of long press, because I prefer that input. Another example is from a left-handed player who typically uses mirror, but wanted a true left-hand experience, and so swapped the function of the face buttons with the D-pad buttons. Actions like jump, reload, jump, crouch, etc. were now on the D-pad buttons, where emotes were mapped to the face buttons. While emotes were mapped to the face buttons. A third Bungie employee really wanted to recreate a classic Halo experience in Destiny. He started with the default layout and switched zoom to a toggle on right stick, grenade on left trigger, melee on B, and crouch on left stick press. He then mapped super to A, jump on left bumper, and classic ability on right bumper. He also chose to leave heavy attacks, light attacks, and guard, actions which only used in third-person modes like roaming supers, mapped to the original right trigger, right bumper, and left trigger mappings. We hope that this feature will make Destiny more accessible and flexible, but do note that this is but one step on Destiny's journey to improve accessibility across the game. We're excited to bring another form of accessibility to Destiny 2, and we will be watching as this first iteration goes live. Alright. That was a very technical thing. I feel like I could have skipped that. Sorry if you had to listen to all that, but that's cool. Sadly, I am now on PC, but it's good to know if I ever go back to controller. Alright, last call. It's pretty much closing time. You don't have to go home, but you should definitely get your triumphs done before the server goes offline next Tuesday. Player support has a full roundup. This is their report. Closing out Season of the Worthy. When Season of the Worthy ends at the weekly reset on June 9th, 2020, there will be a number of items, activities, and triumphs that will no longer be available to players. Some of these items include the Season of the Worthy Season Pass and any available bonuses, Season of the Worthy Seal and Almighty title. Please note, Almighty title must be claimed and equipped. Access to the EDZ, Moon, and Isle Seraph bunkers, the Warmai Kinjali seasonal artifact, and the player power increase from said artifact, the Seraph Tower public event, and the Fourth Horseman and Fellwinter's Lie quests. A full list of items being removed at the season's end can be found here. Please note that Season Pass rewards from Season of Dawn will be unavailable to claim when Season of the Worthy ends. Season Pass rewards can be claimed here. Okay, so make sure last season's stuff is picked up. So if you have like legendaries or exotics you're kind of holding on to from last season, you have to claim those, because Season of the Worthy Pass will replace that and you won't be able to access it, just as we can't access Season of the Undying, etc. Alright, update 2.9.0. This update will be available to players on Tuesday, June 9th. Below is a timeline of Destiny 2 maintenance. So 9 p.m. Pacific time, Destiny 2 service will begin, which is fine. We'll all be watching the stream, so we won't notice it. And then at 9:45, Destiny 2 is taken offline. At 10 a.m., the update begins rolling out across all platforms and regions. Players will be able to log back into Destiny 2 at 10:01. Oh wow. Alright, a minute later, Destiny 2 is back online, and then at 2 p.m., Destiny 2 service maintenance concludes. Which means that, like, between 10 a.m., or sorry, 10:01 a.m. Pacific time and 2 p.m. Pacific time, if you encounter any, like, error issues or connectivity problems, it's just the server just kind of freaking out still about the maintenance. But after 2 p.m. you shouldn't have to worry about any of that. But that still means that we will be playing during that time. For future release timelines, when they are available, players should visit our Destiny server and update status help article. For live updates as this maintenance occurs, players should follow Bungie Help on Twitter or monitor our support feed. Below is a list of issues that will be resolved with this update. Polaris Lance's perfect 5th explosion shot is no longer being cancelled by a subsequent shot. By the way, I don't know about any of these issues, so it's good to know. Doom Archer's linear actuator perk will now work after triggering on yellow bar enemies. Players on Steam will no longer have their FPS locked to 30 FPS when relaunching the game. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to double check to see if that's true. Offline players and clans will no longer have their names set to offline. What? Warlock's Celestial Fire melee ability will now trigger the Winter Guile's Warlord's Sigil perk. Ooh, that's good. That's nice. So the current known issues that they're still investigating is if the worms used in the Broodhold strike despawns, players need to kill all remaining worm knights and place any remaining worms for another worm knight to spawn. Okay, that's not such a bad issue. For a full list of emergent issues, you can go to the forum stuff. Alright, here we go. Last screening of the season. This is our final. What the crap is that? Wait. Oh, movie of the week. I forgot we're on the movie of the week section. I was like, that doesn't say TWAB. What does that mean? Alright, movie of the week. Some great videos. I haven't actually been really watching. I don't watch the movie of the week stuff. I should though. So. Alright. Seems cool. Check it out. Maybe I'll check it out later. And then yeah, if you have videos you want to submit, go to here, right, and get some prizes. Alright, there are so many important things going on in the world, it's difficult to maintain focus on much of anything right now. I've been spending a lot of time with friends in Discord servers while hitting weekly milestones, talking to them about their health, thoughts, and feelings concerning current world events. Much of our attention has been on what's happening right outside our windows. The thing is, this isn't new. This has been happening since well before many of us were born. It's time to listen and learn from our neighbors and communities. Check in with your fellow guardians, friends, and family. Take action to help them out if or when they need it. It's perfectly okay to press pause, put your controllers down, and focus your attention elsewhere. Especially if you're going out there to demand justice and to support the Black community. You may find many of us out there with you in the greater Seattle area. Destiny will still be here when you want to sit down for a few games. It isn't going anywhere. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you Starsai, DMG. Sweet. Alright, not as exciting of a TWAB as I thought it was going to be. But then again, what were we going to expect? We all knew that the stream was going to happen on Tuesday. But it's good. It is good to know that the season will start on the 9th. I know there's a lot of question regarding it being pushed back a week and stuff, especially since on the website, the season countdown does say it has another week ahead of it versus like the in-game stuff. So that's good news. Bungie's doing a lot of community stuff. Like half this article was about it, which is amazing. Controller remapping for you console players. That's going to be awesome. Who knows? Maybe I'll connect my own controller because I suck at keyboard FPS. Because I've been playing with a controller for years. I've been gaming with a PC for 2 months. But yeah, good news all around. I'm excited to see what happens. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.